You clean your schedule, you balance your budget, you chase opportunity with everything you've got, but somehow nothing sticks. The money slips, the clarity fades, the energy gone by noon. Most people blame their luck, but they rarely stop to consider the one place in their home that quietly holds and blocks more energy than they realize: the kitchen sink. This isn't about superstition. It's about signals. Because whether you believe in Feng Shui or not, your environment is always talking. And in the sink, where food meets water, where habits gather, where residue lingers, you're either clearing the flow of abundance or clogging it day after day. The result? Emotional fatigue, blocked creativity, delayed money, and that sinking feeling that no matter what you try, something just feels off. At New Day Mindfulness, we help you shift your energy through practical, grounded awareness, not rituals, not superstition. And today's video might be the most overlooked breakthrough you never thought to explore. We're going to look closely at what's sitting in and around your kitchen sink, because that mess, that odor, that stack of dishes or neglected sponge, they're not just clutter, they're signals. And those signals are shaping your results, financially, emotionally, even physically. Here's what I've seen in 20 years of home design, construction, and energy alignment. The areas we ignore mirror the parts of life that stay stuck. The kitchen sink is one of the most energetically loaded spaces in the home. It's where nourishment begins. But if the energy isn't clean, neither is your foundation for growth. And if you've been wondering why life feels stalled despite your best efforts, this might be where to start. Because the smallest changes, like replacing that old sponge, clearing the drain, or removing what doesn't serve, can open pathways you didn't know were blocked. So before we dive into the 6 mistakes that are keeping you energetically clogged and financially delayed, I'm asking for one thing, baby. If this message hits home, even a little, tap that like button, share this video with someone who's been stuck lately, and hit subscribe. Your support helps me reach our next goal of 5,000 followers. And it means I can continue bringing this practical, healing content to more people just like you. Now, take a breath, look at your kitchen, not with shame, but with awareness, because this isn't about blame, it's about clarity. The kind of clarity that starts when you finally stop ignoring the things that quietly shape your day. Let's clear the clutter, shift the energy, and open the flow, starting at the sink. Mistake number 1, grease in the sink. Grease is sticky, but so is stagnation. That line may sound poetic, but it holds far more truth than most people realize. Because in Feng Shui, nothing is ever just dirty. Nothing is ever just a chore. Everything is communication. Everything is energy in motion, or worse, energy stuck. And when it comes to your kitchen sink, few things speak more clearly about the energy of your finances than the grease that lingers there. It's not just a hygiene problem. It's a message, broadcasted silently but consistently, about how your home handles flow, waste, and the exit of unnecessary residue. Let's be clear about one thing: the kitchen sink isn't just for washing dishes. It's where we release the excess of daily living, the food we don't need, the water that's done its job, the waste from nourishment. And in Feng Shui, that makes it sacred. Not because it's beautiful, but because it's essential. The sink represents release, and the clarity of that release determines how clearly your abundance can arrive. So when you leave behind grease, grime, or buildup in that space, you're not just ignoring maintenance. You're telling your home that you're okay with holding on to the heaviness of yesterday. And energetically, that one choice begins to ripple out into everything else. Let me break it down more clearly. In Feng Shui, water is wealth. Say that out loud with me. Water is wealth. The way it enters your home and the way it exits mirrors your income and outflow. It reflects your earning, your spending, your saving, and your letting go. So think for a moment. What happens when the water you're releasing through the sink is coated in old, sticky oil? It doesn't just drain slowly. It clings, it drags, it resists. And the more resistance there is at that outflow point, the more resistance you'll begin to notice in your finances. Your invoices take longer to be paid. Your salary feels tighter. Your unexpected expenses multiply. And what's worse, your sense of personal clarity becomes just as murky as that drain, because the home and the self are always in conversation. And when one starts to hold on to gunk, the other begins to feel weighed down too. I once walked into the home of a highly successful attorney. On paper, sharp dresser, clean home, smart, focused, driven. But as soon as I entered, something felt tight. Not messy, not chaotic, just stuck. There was no air circulation near the sink, no movement. And when I asked permission to inspect more closely, I noticed it immediately. A thick, sticky coat of grease lining the inner rim of the drain, gathering around the edges like a silent warning sign. She told me she hadn't had time to clear it, that she was too busy with clients, that work always came first. But then she paused and said something that gave me chills. Lately, I feel like I'm constantly chasing new cases, but none of them are flowing easily. That was it. That was the energetic echo. Her professional life was mirroring the stuckness of her kitchen's release point. So I gave her one simple assignment: clear the drain fully and finish with a rosemary essential oil rinse. Why rosemary? Because it's a purifier. In both herbal medicine and energetic design, rosemary clears the mental fog and resets vibrational clarity. Within 2 weeks, she messaged me, "I didn't change my pricing, I didn't market anything new, but I'm suddenly getting double the email inquiries." Now, was it magic? Maybe not. But in Feng Shui, the physical and the energetic are intertwined. You can't expect clean income flow when your exit points are clogged. You can't expect new blessings to arrive when the place meant to release the old is holding on to sludge. Let's go even deeper. Grease is the residue of life's richness. It's what's left over after we've cooked our meals, celebrated with loved ones, or even just grabbed a quick bite. But when it sits, it turns, it hardens, it begins to sour. And the longer it stays, the more it shifts the energy of your kitchen from nourishment to neglect. That's not just bad for your cooking, it's dangerous for your spirit. Because energetically, stagnant grease begins to act like a blocker. It traps not just water, but intention. If you've been wondering why money slips through your fingers, why opportunities stall, or why your home feels oddly heavy, your sink may be holding the answer. And here's where construction knowledge matters. Most people clean the surface of the sink, but forget the plumbing just below it. That U-shaped bend, known as the P-trap, is designed to hold water and block sewer gases, but it's also a magnet for grease buildup. When ignored, it causes slow drainage, bad odors, and eventually plumbing backups. In symbolic terms, that's energetic congestion. That's an affirmation, repeated every day, that says, "I'm not ready to let go." So how do we fix this? Not with bleach or brute force, with presence, with ritual. Start by treating your sink like an altar, not to worship, but to honor. Take a moment at the end of each day to rinse it fully with hot water. Once a week, add a gentle mix of vinegar and baking soda to cleanse the drain without harming the pipes. Finish with a splash of rosemary-infused warm water or lemon peel to uplift the energy. But most importantly, do it with intention. As the water swirls down, imagine the stress, the scarcity, and the stuckness of the day being pulled with it. Visualize your burdens exiting freely. Say aloud, I release what no longer serves me. I allow abundance to flow. That's not superstition. That's alignment. That's conscious energy design. Because here's the deeper truth. If your home is a vessel for your dreams, your sink is the release valve. And if that valve is clogged, your ability to grow will always feel capped. You can hustle, you can budget, you can work overtime, but the results won't land because the path isn't clear. That's why this matters so much. Because real Feng Shui isn't about ornaments or luck charms. It's about understanding where your environment is echoing your internal blocks. And your sink, coated in yesterday's grease, might be echoing a deeper fear, the fear of letting go. Pause for a moment. Think about your own home. Is the sink just a task on your cleaning checklist? Or is it a reflection of how you process life? Do you rush past it, ignoring the buildup? Or do you treat it as a sacred checkpoint between the chaos of the day and the peace you seek to create? Because when you start seeing your sink not just as a container, but as a conduit, everything changes. Clarity flows faster, money finds you easier, and even your mind starts to declutter, simply because your home finally supports your release. And here's something else to consider, especially for those who live with others. When multiple people share a sink and none take responsibility for cleaning it, that's not just poor hygiene, it's shared energetic stagnation. It's a silent agreement to tolerate stuckness, and that creates a ripple effect in relationships, communication, and overall harmony. So the next time someone complains about feeling overwhelmed, I want to ask one simple question. Have we cleared the grease? You'd be surprised how often the emotional tone of a household shifts with a single deep clean of the kitchen drain. Let me end this section with a gentle challenge. Tonight, before you go to sleep, stand at your kitchen sink. Don't rush. Don't distract yourself with your phone. Just be there. Look into it. Ask yourself, what am I still holding on to? And as you rinse, scrub, and clear, imagine those emotional residues loosening too. Let them swirl down the drain. Let them leave. Let your sink do its job, not just as a fixture, but as a portal for peace. Because when you treat it that way, everything else begins to flow. Mistake number 2, food scraps left behind. You wouldn't throw a banana peel in your wallet, so why let it sit in your sink? That one sentence might sound a bit cheeky, but if you pause and feel into it, not just hear it, you'll realize just how much truth it carries. Because a sink full of leftover food isn't just unpleasant to look at or smell, it's a mirror. And what it reflects can quietly sabotage your clarity, your energy, and most of all, your abundance. When you leave food scraps in the sink, when you let rice grains crust into the metal, or wilted lettuce slump beside the drain, you're not just allowing clutter. You're broadcasting something far more powerful, a silent acceptance of residue. Residue of thought, residue of habit, residue of emotion. And the longer you let it sit, the more it reinforces a belief that waste is okay, that you can tolerate what's expired, that you're willing to coexist with what no longer nourishes you. And that belief, it doesn't stay in the sink. It follows you into your mood, into your inbox, into the way your body feels when you wake up. That's the starting point of today's section, and one that deserves your full attention. Because while grease might signal stagnation, food scraps signal something even deeper, a disrespect toward the energy of nourishment itself. In Feng Shui, everything carries qi, and food, especially prepared food, is some of the most potent qi you'll ever touch. Why? Because food is life. It's energy transformed. It's sunlight turned into vegetables, turned into soup, turned into strength. So when you let food rot or casually discard it without thought, you're not just wasting calories, you're discarding energy that once held the potential to nourish you, uplift you, support your path. And when that discarded energy lingers in your sink, it creates a stagnant field. A field that doesn't just sit there, it pulses into your kitchen, your morning routine, your thoughts, your mindset. That's why this mistake is so commonly overlooked and so quietly powerful, especially for people who live alone or parents constantly in a rush. The kitchen sink becomes a kind of blind spot. You toss the scraps in, promising you'll clean it later. But later becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. And without realizing it, your sink becomes a symbolic landfill, a collection point for all the dreams, ideas, or plans you said you'd deal with later. It's not just a delay, it's a declaration. And here's where the architecture of energy comes in, something I learned not just through Feng Shui, but through decades in construction and space psychology. The kitchen is a functional flow space. It's designed for transformation, raw to cooked, hungry to fed, scattered to centered. But when the sink, its energetic drain point, is clogged with waste, that flow reverses. Instead of transformation, you get tension. Instead of centeredness, you get agitation. You may find yourself starting your day feeling rushed, foggy, or inexplicably anxious, not because of your schedule, but because of your sink. I've walked into dozens of homes where high-performing people, coaches, entrepreneurs, even doctors, struggled with burnout and couldn't understand why. And in nearly every case, their kitchen sinks told a story. Not filthy, not broken, just neglected. Scraps from last night's dinner still visible, a slight smell beneath the soap, a murky memory of something left unfinished. And that, my friend, is the emotional weight of residue. Think of it this way. Imagine walking into your office and seeing last week's client notes, used tissues, and half-drunk coffee cups all over your desk. You'd never expect to perform well in that space. You'd feel scattered before you even begin. The same rule applies to your sink. It's your command center for nourishment. And when it's cluttered, you subconsciously absorb the message that you're okay operating amidst cluttered energy. You're telling your subconscious, I tolerate disarray. I'm okay with what's been used up. I allow waste to linger. And guess what? That becomes your baseline. You start to accept just enough. You find yourself okay with relationships that drain you, projects that stall, inboxes that overflow because your home is reinforcing the belief that stuckness is normal. But there's a way out. And it doesn't start with scrubbing, it starts with awareness. Because food scraps are not neutral. In spiritual energy work, they are viewed as expired chai, life force that has completed its cycle and now needs to be respectfully returned or cleared. And here's where I want to offer a different lens, not one of judgment, but of reverence. If you scrape your plate into the trash, do it with attention. Thank the food that served you. If you're rinsing beans down the sink, say even quietly, thank you for nourishing me. That 1 second of intention transforms the act from discarding to releasing. It shifts your kitchen from a dumping zone to a gratitude altar. And when you do that consistently, you'll notice something wild start to happen. You'll become less tolerant of decay in other areas of your life too. You'll start clearing your inbox faster, saying no to draining conversations, spotting opportunities more clearly because you've trained your energy to align with what's fresh, what's flowing, what's alive. Now let's talk about the smell, because people often underestimate how powerful scent is in energetic psychology. When rotting food lingers in your sink, even if it's not that bad, it creates a background frequency. Your brain smells it, your body reacts to it, your subconscious integrates it. That smell becomes a quiet signal of decline. But the opposite is also true. A clean sink that smells fresh becomes an invitation to rise. One of my favorite resets? Slice a fresh lime and drop it into boiling water, then pour it down the drain. That citrus scent doesn't just clean the air, it resets the field. It signals to your nervous system that freshness has returned, that you've reclaimed the space of nourishment, that what was stuck has been cleared. And when you do this once a week, especially on Sundays or Mondays, you're not just cleaning, you're setting intention. You're telling your week, I begin fresh, I release waste, I move forward. Here's a case study I can't forget. A client of mine, let's call him Marcus, was an executive coach in New York, sharp guy, always in motion. But lately, his momentum had stalled. No new clients in months. Confidence was down. He blamed the economy, but when I visited his apartment, it took one glance at his kitchen sink to know what was really going on. Scraps of food from 2 nights ago, crusted oatmeal, a faint sour smell he hadn't even noticed. I asked him to do one thing for 2 weeks, clear the sink nightly and do the lime and boil ritual every Sunday. He thought it was ridiculous, but he did it. And within 10 days, 2 new leads reached out. His energy lifted. He even said his apartment felt clearer. Did the lime create the clients? No. But the ritual shifted his energy, and that shift made space for results. Let's bring this home. You may think the food scraps are harmless, that you'll get to them later. But in Feng Shui, there is no later. There is now. What you allow, you attract. What you tolerate, you mirror. So ask yourself, what are you silently accepting in your sink and in your life? And is it worth the cut? Because every time you leave food to rot, you're practicing decay. And every time you clear it with love, you're practicing clarity, worthiness, and forward motion. That's the heart of mistake number 2. It's not about hygiene, it's about honoring nourishment. And when you start doing that with reverence, your life begins to respond in kind. Mistake number 3, rusty or broken metal items. If what you use to feed yourself is rusted, what message does that send about your self-worth? It's a hard question, but an essential one. Because whether we realize it or not, our homes are not just physical shelters. They're energetic mirrors. And in that mirror, every object speaks. Some whisper encouragement, some hum with clarity, but some, like rusted metal and broken tools, send signals of erosion, neglect, and energetic contradiction that quietly sabotage even our best intentions. You've already started to see it. The kitchen sink is not just where we rinse dishes. It's the energy valve of your household, the clearing space, the outflow gate, and just like stagnant grease and forgotten scraps, the rusted or broken tools we keep nearby, our strainers, our knives, our cutlery trays, our racks, have a language of their own, and often it's a language of slow decay. Let's pause here because this mistake doesn't always scream for attention. It doesn't smell, it doesn't pile up, it doesn't glare at you with obvious mess. No, this mistake is subtle. It creeps in over time. The sponge holder that corroded months ago but still sits there. The dull blade you keep using even though it makes cooking feel like a chore. The cracked handle on your strainer that wobbles each time you pour. You tell yourself, I'll fix it later. But later never comes. And what festers instead is energy confusion. In the elemental theory of Feng Shui, metal governs clarity, precision, structure, and decisions. It is the sword that cuts, the bowl that contains, the gate that opens or closes with intention. Metal is the essence of exactness. So what happens when that metal becomes compromised, rusted, bent, dulled, or worse, broken? It signals not just a structural flaw, but a breakdown in your inner clarity. When your metal tools no longer function properly, It subtly influences the way you take action in life. And when those metal items live near or within the water element, like your kitchen sink, the problem deepens. Water and metal have a layered relationship in Feng Shui. Water represents wealth, flow, and emotional movement. Metal, when intact, guides water, channels it, shapes it, gives it direction. But when metal corrodes, the balance is lost. You begin to experience friction between your desire to move forward and the hidden resistance you can't quite name. That resistance shows up as mental fog, financial slow leaks, like unexpected charges or surprise maintenance fees. You might feel like you're constantly one step behind, even though you're doing all the right things. I once worked with a client, let's call her Melissa, a small business owner who had built a thriving online brand, but was starting to feel burnt out. She told me, "I'm doing everything I've always done, but it's getting harder, slower. My returns are thinner. I feel like I'm swimming upstream." When I visited her home, her workspace was spotless, her pantry organized, her systems solid. But in her kitchen, her sink area told a different story. The dish rack was rusted at every joint. The knife block held blades with chipped handles. The drain cover was flaking metal, the kind you tell yourself is fine until it slices your finger. Melissa hadn't even noticed anymore. She was so used to it. I gently pointed out, "Your tools are tired, and they're showing you how tired you've become." What's important here is not to assign blame. This isn't about shame or perfectionism. It's about awareness and how what we tolerate externally becomes what we normalize internally. The longer we live with broken tools, the more we internalize the idea that our needs can wait, that our clarity can dull, that we don't deserve sharpness, order, or ease. It's never just a rusted knife. It's a message to your nervous system. Expect struggle. This is where the psychology of design meets the spirituality of space. Broken tools carry an unconscious imprint. They represent interrupted purpose. A spoon that's bent tells the body, you have to compensate for what's no longer working. A rusted strainer tells the heart, what once filtered cleanly now leaves residue. Over time, these symbols embed themselves into your habits. You hesitate more. You forget appointments. You leave money on the table. You lose track of the refund you were supposed to request or the bonus you were meant to receive. And you might say, well, everyone forgets sometimes. But what if those forgettings were just the surface expression of an underlying energetic leak? Your home is not a container. It's a collaborator. And when your kitchen, especially your metal tools, begin to degrade, your collaborator starts sending the wrong signals. It tells your wealth energy, not now. It tells your emotional clarity, just cope. It tells your nervous system, we're in survival mode. And you might notice that you start putting off things you used to handle easily. You delay decisions, you second-guess purchases. And when financial flow arrives, it slips through the cracks because your inner container hasn't been reinforced. This is especially important for those of you in high-pressure or high-performance roles. The CEO, the teacher, the therapist, the single parent. If your livelihood depends on your clarity, your timing, your ability to deliver, then your tools need to reflect that same standard. It's not about luxury, it's about respect. And respect starts with the objects you use every day. You wouldn't use a dull scalpel in surgery. Why use a rusted sponge rack to cleanse your space? Let's take a moment here to speak directly to you, the viewer, not as a critic, but as a friend. What have you been putting up with in your environment that you would never accept from someone else? That question alone can shift everything. Because when we begin to see clearly, we begin to choose differently. And that choice, however small, is the seed of transformation. Now, I want to offer you not just critique, but clarity. What's the actual solution? First, do a full metal audit of your sink area. Look not just at the obvious things like knives and racks, but also the hidden elements. Sink drains, old bottle caps, rusted mason jar lids, the metal pieces under your soap dispenser. Touch each one and ask yourself, does this still support me? If it's rusted, broken, or unusable, it's not neutral. It's dragging your field down. Second, clean your metal with care and ceremony. If a piece is salvageable, soak it in vinegar and scrub gently with intention. As you clean, visualize releasing past frustrations. See the rust as stored resentment, worn exhaustion, or outdated beliefs. Let the water carry them away. Replace what you can with stainless steel or treated bamboo, items that resist decay and support sustainability. Third, bless your replacements. Yes, bless them. Not in a religious way, but in a mindful, sacred way. Hold the new item in your hand and say, may this support my clarity, may this uphold my energy, may I treat myself with the same care I give others. That one gesture, intentional, quiet, sets a new tone in your home. And tone, when repeated, becomes energy. Energy, when stabilized, becomes outcome. Actor Will Smith once said, "If I let my tools rust, my skills will too." And he's not wrong, because the tools we use reflect the values we hold. If you want to be sharp in life, be sharp at home. If you want to cut through distraction, let your kitchen be distraction-free. If you want to nourish others, make sure the instruments you use are nourishing you back. Mistake number 4. Old or smelly sponge. You walk into the kitchen to clean up after dinner. You rinse a plate, reach for the sponge, and as your fingers press into its surface, something doesn't feel right. It's soft in all the wrong ways, mushy, tired, limp. And then comes the smell, slightly sour, damp, a scent you've gotten used to, maybe even ignore now. But your body knows, your nervous system knows, your energy knows, because this isn't just a sponge, it's an emotional sponge. And what it's been holding might be holding you back. It sounds dramatic, doesn't it? But take a moment to reflect. Every night that sponge touches the plate that held your meal, the mug that carried your morning coffee, the bowl your child used for cereal. It doesn't just clean surfaces, it transfers emotion, movement, and memory. And when that sponge is old, when it's full of yesterday's residue and saturated with mildew and forgotten particles, it becomes a physical carrier of stuckness. That smell you barely notice. Your nervous system does. The olfactory system, your sense of smell, is wired directly into the limbic system, the part of your brain responsible for emotion, motivation, and memory. So every time you touch a sponge that smells slightly off, your brain quietly registers discomfort, unease, even fatigue. You might not even realize it, but your energy dips a little. You sigh more often. You feel irritable or tired for no clear reason, and you're not sure why. Let's zoom out. In Feng Shui, the kitchen is the heart of nourishment. It governs wealth, digestion, and the ability to receive and process life. And the sink, where the sponge lives, is the energetic exit point. It's where used energy is washed away to make room for what's next. But if the tool you use to purify is itself impure, that cycle is broken. Imagine trying to wipe a mirror with a dirty rag. The more you wipe, the more smudged it becomes. The same applies here. A moldy sponge doesn't cleanse, it recycles contamination. Energetically, it spreads emotional mildew across every surface it touches. Think about how many times you've used that sponge, how many mornings you've rinsed a fork, how many nights you've scrubbed a pot. Now imagine if each time you did that, a little invisible cloud of resentment, worry, or frustration also got passed along, not just across your dishes, but into your energetic field. That's what happens when you use a sponge that should have been replaced a week ago, and let's be honest, it's a common mistake. Most people don't even notice their sponge is turned. We're busy. We tell ourselves we'll swap it next week. We rinse it under hot water, maybe microwave it, convince ourselves it's clean enough. But what if I told you this tiny act of neglect wasn't about the sponge? It was about self-respect. Let's look at it from a builder's eye too. In every modern kitchen I've designed, I pay attention to flow, not just water flow, but workflow. And what I've learned after 2 decades is this: the most powerful homes are the ones where the smallest details are cared for. It's never about the grand chandelier or the imported countertop. It's the little things, the cabinet that closes gently, the drawer that never sticks, the sponge that's always fresh. These details speak a language of attentiveness. And in the language of energy, attention equals intention. When you allow a broken, sour-smelling sponge to remain, you're sending a subtle but powerful message to your subconscious. This is good enough. And from there, that message spreads into other areas. You start tolerating the chipped mug, the unopened mail, the unspoken conversation. Your home becomes a mirror of toleration, not transformation. And the impact isn't just energetic, it's biological. A University of Arizona study found that kitchen sponges contain more active bacteria than the average toilet seat. Let that sink in. When a sponge isn't replaced, its porous structure becomes the perfect breeding ground for pathogens. We're talking about coliform bacteria, mold spores, yeast, all of which can quietly weaken your immune system, especially if you're already tired or stressed. So when you say, "I've been feeling off lately, maybe I need more sleep," the real culprit might be sitting right next to your faucet. You may not see it, but your body feels it. And in Feng Shui, your body's feedback is the most honest compass you have. So let's take this deeper. What else have you let sit too long? What thoughts have gone moldy in your mind? What stories do you keep scrubbing over, trying to clean up, but never replacing the tool you used to do it? I once visited the home of a school principal, brilliant woman, widely respected, yet she confessed to feeling emotionally heavy every time she stepped into her kitchen. "It's not the mess," she said. "It's something I can't explain." We walked through her space. It was orderly, intentional. But when we reached her sink, there it was. A sponge so discolored and soggy it practically collapsed in my hand. I asked when she last replaced it. She paused. "Maybe a month ago," she guessed. I suggested she not just replace it, but choose a new sponge mindfully. To hold it, breathe with it, infuse it with intention. "This will clear, not carry," I told her. She smiled, though skeptically. 2 weeks later, she called. "I don't know what changed," she said, "but my mood when I enter the kitchen is different. It feels lighter." And that's the point. Sometimes the shift you're searching for isn't in a breakthrough, it's in a replacement. So here's your practice. From today forward, treat your sponge like your toothbrush. Replace it weekly, not monthly, weekly. Set a reminder. And when you do, don't just toss it, thank it. Yes, thank it. That sponge carried your burdens for days. Let it go with gratitude, not disgust. Then, before placing the new one, add a drop of peppermint or tea tree essential oil. These oils don't just cleanse, they refresh the space emotionally and stimulate your clarity. And when you use it for the first time, say, quietly or aloud, "I cleanse this space with care." It sounds simple, maybe even silly, but rituals are just repeated acts of attention. And attention is how you rewire your life. You deserve a home that doesn't drain you. You deserve a kitchen that doesn't carry last week's case into today's calm. You deserve a space that supports you down to the smallest detail. And this detail, it might be small, but its impact, profound. In the next section, we'll talk about another object that might be sabotaging your energy without your knowledge, and why the simplest switch could make all the difference in how your home supports your next chapter. But for now, take a look at your sponge. Really look. Because sometimes the thing holding you back isn't what's around you, it's what you've gotten used to. Mistake number 5, frozen items like ice packs nearby. You keep working, you keep moving, you're eating right, organizing your space, clearing clutter, aligning your sink, fixing broken tools, and yet something still doesn't move. Your intentions feel sharp, your goals feel clear, but your progress? Cold, unmoving, slippery, and it starts to hurt in ways you can't quite explain. This is the moment where we must look beyond the visible mess and into the subtle contradictions we allow. Because energy doesn't just react to what we say, it responds to what we tolerate. And nowhere is this contradiction more quietly dangerous than the presence of cold, frozen objects beside the kitchen sink. It sounds harmless at first, maybe an ice pack sitting on the counter after lunch, or a frozen container defrosting in a bowl. Maybe you're treating a bruise or preserving something for later. But in the energetic system of your home, your sink is a zone of release, warmth, motion, and water that transforms. Cold items in this space send a directly opposing message, one of suppression, of arrested motion, of frozen dreams. Let's zoom out. What happens to molecules when they freeze? They slow, they cluster, they lose mobility. Now think about your dreams, your creative projects, your plans to shift careers, launch a new venture, heal a strained relationship, or simply feel more alive. If your energetic command center is broadcasting both flow and freeze in the same breath, what's your subconscious supposed to follow? That's the deeper issue, because everything in your home is symbolic, and the placement of objects is not neutral, it's programming. And when your water zone is surrounded by frozen items, you create an internal traffic jam where inspiration and execution collide and stall. You may find yourself endlessly preparing, but never launching, dreaming, but never doing, talking, but never connecting. It's a stagnation that doesn't look like clutter, but it functions the same, sometimes worse. Now pause. Ask yourself honestly, have you recently felt like your efforts are being preserved, but not rewarded? That your momentum is held in place like an idea kept on ice? That your plans seem good on paper, but in reality keep circling in place? If so, your energetic field may be reflecting exactly what your sink is holding: suspended motion. Let's bring this closer to real life. I once consulted for a couple in Colorado, both hardworking, both talented. She was a therapist looking to expand her online presence. He was a chef preparing to open his first food truck. They had the knowledge, the drive, the tools, but felt weirdly stuck for nearly a year. Clients ghosted, permits delayed, their savings slowly shrank. They told me they couldn't figure out why everything felt frozen. I walked into their kitchen and immediately saw it. 4 ice packs in a bowl beside the sink. They'd been using them to keep lunch items cold during long days, then leaving them there to reuse later. Functional? Yes. Energetically congruent? Not at all. We replaced the system. Ice packs went back into the freezer. The sink area was cleared. We introduced citrus essential oil in the drain to reawaken the space. 3 weeks later, her first viral video hit 100K views, and he got approved for a prime vending permit. Coincidence? Maybe. But in my work, these shifts repeat themselves far too often to be dismissed. Because what you freeze beside your sink may be what you've unconsciously frozen in your life. There's also a scientific echo here worth noting. In both neuroscience and material science, temperature has a known effect on motion. Cold reduces molecular movement. The colder the object, the less vibration it emits. This is why hospitals use cold storage to preserve tissues, why cryogenics slows decay. Now imagine the spiritual implication of keeping cold objects next to your sink, the place symbolizing letting go, rinsing away tension, making room for new nourishment. By unconsciously storing cold items there, you may be asking your life to hold on to something meant to be released. You may be freezing not just objects, but opportunities. Let's not overlook the emotional layer either. Warmth, both in literal and energetic terms, is associated with movement, openness, and connection. Think about your most productive conversations. Were they cold and calculated, or warm and alive? Think about the meals that brought your family together, or the water you wash your hands in before a big decision. It's warm, inviting, active. So when frozen items dominate this space, there's an emotional tone that sinks into the walls, one of mechanical repetition, of numbed instincts. You may begin to operate like a machine, getting tasks done, but forgetting how to feel. Let me give you a different metaphor. Imagine a river that's frozen over. From the surface, it looks peaceful, still, beautiful even. But below, movement stops. Fish die, flow halts, the ecosystem weakens, and it's only when the ice melts that life begins again. So the next time you leave a frozen gel pack near your faucet, ask yourself, what are you freezing without meaning to? What part of your inner river is still waiting for spring? That is the real power of Feng Shui, not superstition, but symbolism. Every object placed with awareness becomes a declaration. Every object placed with neglect becomes a limitation. And the small, seemingly mundane things, like a frozen pack left near the sink, carry far more weight than you think. What you can't see can still sabotage. The truth is, most people never think twice about what's under their sink. It's a dark space, hidden, sealed behind a cabinet door that opens only when you need something in a rush. Cleaning spray, a trash bag, an old bottle of bleach that hasn't been touched in years. And because we don't see it, we assume it doesn't matter. But in Feng Shui, what you ignore doesn't become neutral. It becomes stagnant. It becomes a blind spot that quietly drains your energy, your motivation, and your wealth potential, without ever making a sound. Under-sink spaces are often stuffed with expired items, half-used containers, leaking bottles, sticky shelves, and dust that's settled like a forgotten breath. And yet, it's sitting just a few feet below the most important flow zone in your home, the kitchen sink, the symbol of daily nourishment, financial movement, and emotional release. When the source of your energetic output sits atop a foundation of unconscious neglect, your life begins to mirror that same contradiction. Let's make this clear. You don't need to be a spiritual expert to feel it. Have you ever cooked a beautiful meal, washed your dishes with care, wiped the counters until they gleamed, only to still feel heavy? Like something's not quite fresh, even though everything looks clean. That's the invisible sabotage. That's the effect of an energetic dead zone, where the unseen sends ripples through what you thought was resolved. From a Feng Shui and construction standpoint, what lies beneath matters more than most people realize. Cabinets below the sink absorb moisture, heat, cleaning chemicals, mildew, and emotional imprint. The space becomes a symbol of suppressed layers, what you've buried but never cleared, what you've stored for later but never faced. And over time, it doesn't just clutter the wood and paint. It clutters the mind. It clutters your decisions. It clutters your flow. In my years of home consultations, I've noticed something peculiar. Every household that complained about persistent emotional tension, especially around the kitchen, had one common thread: a neglected, chaotic under-sink space. These weren't messy people. They were organized, intentional, even minimalist in the rest of their home. But when we opened that cabinet, expired insect repellent, warped sponges, corroded pipe fixtures, and chemical residue filled the air. And what surprised them most wasn't the mess, it was the weight. The moment we exposed it, they felt it, like breathing through fog that suddenly lifts. One client, a woman who ran a successful online business from home, kept facing strange tech issues: delayed emails, missed orders, mismatched billing. Everything looked right on the surface, but something felt misaligned. During our consultation, we walked into her kitchen, and I asked gently, "Can we take a look under the sink?" She laughed, said, "It's just old cleaning stuff," and opened it. Inside was a moldy box of dishwasher pods, cracked bottles, and an unused bucket filled with dust. We pulled everything out, cleaned it with warm water, lemon, and coarse salt. We placed a fresh bowl of rice and a small piece of selenite crystal. That same week, she received 3 bulk orders that more than doubled her income for the month. Coincidence? Maybe. But the clarity in her eyes told me everything. Sometimes when you clean the cabinet, you clean the chaos. From a symbolic lens, this area functions like your subconscious mind. Just like our thoughts and emotions get stored away when they're not processed, the undersink cabinet becomes the emotional storage bin of your kitchen. It's where you hide what you don't want to deal with, literally and metaphorically. And yet, it shapes your atmosphere every time you step into the room. Think of it this way: a space that holds decay can't fully support life. And if your undersink area is filled with rotting smells, cracked containers, or stagnant supplies, it becomes a contradiction. You're asking your kitchen to nourish, while its foundation says, "I've given up." That energy doesn't stay trapped. It seeps into your food, your breath, your thoughts, and your relationships. Let's also consider the psychological tie-in. Psychologists often talk about clutter blindness, a condition where the mind tunes out familiar disorder. You stop noticing the mess because it's always been there. But your nervous system never forgets. It absorbs, it adjusts, it compromises. And what you tolerate becomes what you teach your energy to accept. A cluttered undersink cabinet teaches your energy to accept compromise, to settle, to expect disruption even when everything looks fine. But here's the powerful part. Because this space is so often forgotten, its transformation yields incredible results. It doesn't take weeks of renovation, just 1 hour of focused attention. Start by removing everything. Yes, everything. You'll be shocked at what's hiding in the back corners. Next, clean the space with intention, not just for sanitation, but for renewal. Mix warm water with lemon juice and coarse sea salt. Wipe every surface, imagining you're dissolving old patterns. Speak softly if you wish, or simply hold a thought. I release what no longer serves me. I make space for clarity. Once clean, do not rush to refill it. Hold the space empty for a few minutes. Feel it breathe. Then only return what is current, necessary, and healthy. Organize it in a way that feels easy, light, accessible. And here's the final step. Place a small bowl of white rice or pink Himalayan salt in the center. This is not superstition. It's symbolism. Rice represents stability. Salt absorbs energetic residue. Together they anchor peace beneath your kitchen's most used surface. If you want to go deeper, you can even place a single bay leaf inside the cabinet with a word written on it. Clarity, support, freedom. Choose what you need more of. Let the undersink area become a container of nourishment, not a graveyard of neglect. Because what's hidden doesn't disappear. It shapes you, quietly, daily, until you choose otherwise. And in doing so, you not only reclaim the space, you reclaim your clarity, you reclaim your worth, you reclaim the peace that was quietly waiting for your attention. Final. A clean sink is a flowing life. You thought you were just watching a video about cleaning your sink, but somewhere along the way you realized this wasn't about scrubbing. This was about claiming your space, reclaiming your breath, releasing everything you've unknowingly tolerated. Because here's the truth. Most people live with low-level frustration every single day and think it's normal. They walk past sticky sinks, smell faint sourness in the sponge, ignore the rust on their tools, and wonder why they feel stuck, drained, or uninspired. You're not alone in this. Millions of people repeat the same kitchen rituals without realizing they're anchoring the very stagnation they're trying to escape. A blocked drain mirrors a blocked idea. A pile of scraps reflects a pile of emotional weight you haven't fully composted. A sponge you haven't changed in weeks is quietly echoing the feelings and words you haven't refreshed inside yourself. And when you sour ice packs or old energy beneath the very place that's meant to nourish, you start freezing your own flow. But today, we flip the script. Today, you have learned that you can't control the stock market, your boss's mood, or surprise bills. But you can absolutely control what your sink says about how you receive life. That's the magic of Feng Shui when it's practiced with awareness, not superstition, not trend, just truth. Because at New Day Mindfulness, our mission isn't to sell luck or rituals, it's to help you listen again. To your space, your breath, your energy, and your worth. And if this video helped you feel a little more in control, a little more seen, or a little more connected to your home, then you've already started the transformation. You now know that every corner of your home speaks. And when you respond to it with care, it responds to you with flow. So tonight, stand in front of your sink, not as a chore, but as a ritual of return. Clean it with presence. Thank it for how it's held your fatigue, your hunger, your busyness, then clear it, bless it, and breathe new space into your home and your heart. Because sometimes when life feels hard to receive, it's not about doing more, it's about allowing more. And that begins with clarity and a clean sink. If this video inspired you or brought you insight, I gently invite you to like, share, and subscribe to New Day Mindfulness. Your support helps us reach 5,000 followers and allows us to continue creating grounded, healing, and deeply meaningful content that supports your daily life. And more importantly, I'd love to hear from you. What was the one detail that struck you today? Was it the sponge, the rust, the silence under the sink? Leave a comment below and let's grow this awareness together. One kitchen, one breath, one day at a time.